Hey guys, what's up? Excuse the mess, but we only just got back and I grabbed something real quick to eat and I got my soda here, which I rarely ever drink soda, but whatever. This stuff is so freaking awesome. Anyway, as you can tell by the title, I actually did get some sword stuff done today. Even though my last video I said that today wasn't going to be... No, I forgot my sword group met up today and I figured, you know what? Screw it. Let's actually see if I can get some footage of me practicing with my friends. And that's crooked. And I actually got something for you guys. It is a very quick little light sparring match with a friend of ours who studied some Japanese stuff. So he's going at me with his boken, and I'm, using those light practice Jian that I talked about before. And they held up surprisingly well. My Jian went up against his boken pretty well. And granted, I wasn't doing any hard blocking with it because you're not really supposed to with the weapon I train in. But yeah, as far as the sliding blocks that I used a couple of times and being able to bind his sword downward before cutting up and stuff like that, I was able to make it work. So they held up pretty well. I still wish they weighed a bit more, but they did what they were supposed to do. Basically, we decided to put this together because this guy, we've known him for some time, but it's like he hasn't really been joining our practice sessions all that much, and today was one of the days he's starting to show up more. And because he knew I practiced Chinese stuff, he wanted to see, both of us wanted to see how well it would pit against each other. Like, I say, oh, you practice Japanese swordsmanship, so, everyone keeps saying Jian versus Katana, who would win? Answer, the person who's most skilled. But we decided to go at it and test it, and my friend Nick was gung-ho for that because he loves this whole, Japanese-Chinese dichotomy sort of thing. So my friend Nick, who you guys know, he's the one who helped me out with that one sword video I did where I was showing you different defenses. He filmed it, and we just did some light sparring. We didn't have any protective gear, so we tried to only do light taps against each other and like approximate hits. Like we'll do a blow, and like if it was like hitting an area like to the face or the body, we would try to stop just before. Or if we did tap, we try to do it lightly. So we're not really going at it. We're kind of trying to calibrate our shots and just take it a little bit easy. We're still moving fast, fairly fast, but we're kind of taking it easy. We're not really going hardcore, but it's enough for you guys to get the gist of the fighting. One thing I want you guys to notice when you see the footage, and I am going to point it out also as I narrate, notice my strategy is mostly to go for his hands. I didn't know how he would be attacking. I didn't understand. I didn't want to rush in without figuring out a strategy, so I figured let me hold back and mostly attack his forearms and his hands and wrists, which actually is a traditional way to handle this weapon anyway. It's actually one of the very first targets they train you to hit with this weapon. You go for the hands, you go for the forearms, especially when you're up against somebody who's going to be doing a whole lot of cutting. And since this guy was using a katana, he's used to cutting. So I figured every time I see the cut come in, bam, snipe the arms, snipe the hands. That's my main strategy. His strategy was to go for the body, of course, because he's using, the cutting weapon. I get in some really good hits. He gets in a couple of really good hits too. There's one particular cut that I really like that he did. I mean, he stops it short just before it came in. I made an upward flick to his hand just as his arm was coming down. And if he had finished it, and if it was a real sword, I would have been dead because he caught me like right there. Beautiful freaking cut. I don't know what it is when I like spar with people and they get me with a really good hit. I get excited like, oh, that was awesome. I'm weird. But it's a really good shot. I'll point it out when it happens. But for the most part, I just wanted to show you, give you guys an idea of what I try to do with my style. You're not going to see anything too fancy. You're definitely not going to be seeing any spins, okay? No flourishes, just quick shots. I am not exactly happy with my footwork overall because I should have been more circular, and there were a couple of times I was a bit sluggish. I blame it on my legs being tired. I kind of pulled a couple of muscles in my thighs, so they're still kind of recovering. But still, I'm not happy with that performance. But overall, I think I did well. So let me stop yapping and let you guys see the footage and have fun watching it. Hope you find some fun stuff in there. And if there's anything you noticed or, point out, feel free to, discuss in the comments. So enjoy. Okay, so here we go, starting off. And as I said before, my strategy was to go for his hands and arms, while I noticed he was basically trying to go for headshots and body shots. And right away, you could tell we're just kind of calibrating at each other. He's doing quick shots, and I tapped him in the hands right there. So, we just reset and go again. I'm just circling him a bit. I just keep trying to find angles to get at him at. I don't like going on straight, but every now and then I notice, and that's one thing I really didn't like. I caught myself every now and then stopping and going in straight, which I don't like doing. I should have followed up that downward. When he did that downward cut and I lowered my sword, I should have followed up with another circular shot. I think I might have gotten him in the hands there. Yeah. Yeah, you know, yeah, I had actually gotten him in the hand there. So that's why he's switching gloves. Because I didn't mean to, but I kind of wrapped his knuckles. So now he's wearing that glove on there, on that hand, to kind of like soften the blow in case it happens again. I didn't realize it. I guess it moved so fast, but I did catch his arm. And then there I caught it again. He could have followed up on me there. If you notice, I kind of did that, you know, glancing below thing I told you about, the whole sliding away thing earlier. It slid down and I just came in and retaliated. He had to jump back just in time, I think. And I got him there in the body. That was a quick stab. And we're stopping there because I felt that I might have stabbed him a little too hard. He's telling me, though, that it didn't hurt. But I felt like, because I kind of lunged in and he kind of pressed in because he thought he got a cut and he got stopped by my stab. And there I'm just laughing a bit because he told me a story about that's not the worst, nowhere near the worst thing that he ever got. And he was basically telling me they had gotten a sword shot to the mouth. So that was an interesting exchange. I went for his hand and he switched his hand and made it hit my back. So I caught his arm and he caught my back. That I thought was rather cool. And there I kind of, he didn't really expect me to follow up with a shot to the chest there. So I had already gotten him there. If you notice, I stopped because, again, I got him at the chest. He made a quick retaliation after, but he knew I got him there. And there, basically, I'm just telling him that, you know, the advantage I have, where he mostly has the cut, where I have the cut and the thrust. And he was telling me he was having a hard time getting past the fact that I could just simply thrust my sword in. That's the cut I was telling you guys about. I got him in the hand, but at the same time he went that downward cut, and if he finished it, he would have got me.
No, that was more to the head. It was more toward the head. So even though I caught that arm,
it
was a back arm.
And we're talking about that now.
I'm trying not to go full in.
You might have noticed earlier that I caught him with an upward flick of my sword. Like I told you, you got to use both edges of the Jian when you fight. It's really important to utilize both edges. See there, I got his arm again. And he's basically saying that, you know, he tried to block with his arm because his hand was already useless anyway, so he might as well use it like a hard parry. You notice he keeps going for he's shortening up his cuts. He's mostly just going for that quick, you know, I forgot the actual name of that strike, but that's what he relies on. That was actually a double kill. I mean, my blade touched his neck first, but he still, like, he finished up his cut, which I think would have happened in real life anyway. As I said, I should have made my footwork more circular. I would have been able to avoid that cut. See, now I'm just slipping in. See? And then I got him low. He tried to go for a cut low, and I just bound his sword downwards and then just simply cut across. There's going to be something coming up that I want you guys to notice. What I want you to notice is he's going for a reverse grip for some reason. Well, he told me he was playing around at this point. But I wanted to show him that you don't want to go in that grip at the distance that we're fighting at. Because look, I can rush him now, and he really doesn't have much he can answer with. That's why I rushed him at that point, just to get him to realize it. Okay, so yeah, that's the footage. I really wish there was more. That's all we recorded of our practice sessions today. Unfortunately, first of all, it got cut off. If you notice, it cut off abruptly because my friend Nick, who was doing the filming, was noticing that the guy I was going up against was starting to get a bit tired. He was noticing he was breathing heavier and heavier. And you see, that's one thing I like about Nick when he does practice sessions. He knows when not to push things. And he was like, this is when people get sloppy. So let's stop, you know, cover your breath. And now you guys can discuss, you know, technique and what you did wrong, what you did right, stuff like that. We then later on had some really cool matches, particularly like group battles, like group against group. And I really wish someone had been recording that but I got no footage of it. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Maybe it's because everybody was involved, so no one thought there was no one designated to sit on the sidelines with a camera. Which again, it was a shame because we had some really good matches, some really good group coordinated battle stuff that would have really have interested you guys. If suffice to say, if we do this again, if I can find somebody on the sidelines to record, I will try to get them to record it with my phone or something. But yeah, it was interesting stuff. And the other thing I regret was I wanted to do some practice stuff with the sabers to show you how well they do. Everyone over there was impressed with that heavy saber, the one with the weight that I showed you guys before. Everyone was impressed with it. Everyone wanted to get their hands on the freaking thing. And I wanted to like really go to work with it, but I didn't get a chance to today. So hopefully the next time we have a session, I'll you know, have like something to show you guys with it, like, you know, show like the basic cuts and stuff like that. I do plan on doing some drills anyway. Jit and I wanted to do some drills with her. It's something that Demo Man Chaos asked for, and which was a really good idea. He said that, you know, you showed defenses and you showed some strategies. Why don't you just show some basic attacks? And I think that, you know, I should have done that to begin with. So I plan on doing a video where I'm showing the basic attacks, but I'm going to be doing them with drills, like practice drills. Because if you practice the drills, you're practicing the attacks. And then there's some certain basic two-man drills that I'm going to show you how you would employ it and how you defend against it and stuff like that. It'll be cool. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And like I said before, the next videos I plan on, like as soon as I'm done with this and I put all this together and I start uploading this, then I'm going to get to work on editing the Dark Souls 2 videos that I need to get up. Because as I showed you in the last video, I got a lot of crap I need to unload. So anyway, again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys later.